Ciao a tutti cari amici pipatori, nuovo video del Pipatore in America, ma soprattutto un video diverso dal solito perché abbiamo dei contenuti speciali. È un po' la seconda puntata del video che ho fatto un mesetto fa circa sull'acquisizione di MacBaren e Sutliff da parte di STG e questa volta lo continuo aggiungendo un pezzetto molto interessante che è ovvero una chiacchierata con Per Jensen, l'ex blender di MacBaren e Sutliff, quindi una persona che ha vissuto il mondo MacBaren e Sutliff, ma soprattutto vive del tabacco da pipa, quindi conosce molto bene il settore e può darci una visione diversa da quella di noi semplici consumatori, ma anche magari informazioni in più sia su quello che era MacBaren, sia su quello che magari può essere l'impatto di questa acquisizione su noi consumatori, sul mercato del tabacco e così via. Prima di iniziare però fatemi fare qualche precisazione. La prima, come al solito, se vi piace quello che faccio, se vi piacciono questi contenuti un po' particolari che non è soltanto la recensione di un tabacco, vi suggerisco di iscrivervi al canale. A voi non costa nulla, però fa sì che l'algoritmo di YouTube capisca che magari questi contenuti possono essere interessanti per chi cerca qualcosa sulla pipa e quindi aiuta a far crescere il canale. La seconda cosa, se volete sostenere materialmente il canale, vi suggerisco di dare uno sguardo all'e-commerce del Pipatore in America, troverete vari gadget, merchandising, magliette, cappellini, tazze e con il vostro acquisto potete sostenere le mie attività che magari mi darà modo di fare investimenti, acquistare altra attrezzatura, migliorare la qualità di quello che faccio. L'altra cosa super importante che però volevo dirvi è che per fare questo tipo di contenuti come quello di oggi, io sto finendo adesso di montare e mettere soprattutto i sottotitoli all'intervista per Jensen, questo tipo di contenuti richiede un sacco di tempo, un sacco di lavoro. Al di là della preparazione dell'intervista in sé, quindi prendere contatto, mettersi d'accordo, valutare la disponibilità di una persona, poi prepararsi per l'intervista, mettere giù qualche punto di discussione, poi fare l'intervista in sé, la chiacchierata, quindi questa dura un'ora e un quarto, quindi potete anche mettervi comodi e prendervi qualcosa da bere. C'è poi tutta la parte successiva, ovvero quella dei sottotitoli che prende tantissimo tempo. Io già ci ho passato la serata di ieri, adesso ci passerò la serata di stasera, ci avrò passato almeno un 4 ore abbondanti per mettere i sottotitoli su questo video. E questo non ve lo dico perché dovete ringraziarmi in qualche modo, ma per farvi capire che è qualcosa che richiede tempo, richiede quindi un impegno e quindi se questo tipo di contenuti non sono apprezzati, preferirei ovviamente risparmiarmi il lavoro e magari tenermi queste conversazioni per me piuttosto che divulgarle, perché veramente l'impegno è tanto, quindi mi piacerebbe ovviamente che ci fosse un riscontro il più possibile positivo. Che altro volevo dire? Anche perché penso di essere l'unico a proporre questo tipo di contenuti, di nuovo non soltanto le recensioni che costituiscono sicuramente la maggior parte dei miei contenuti, ma perché anche sono i più semplici da fare, però qui cerco di andare oltre, cerco di far sì che tutti i pipatori possano essere i più informati possibili, perché queste quelle che sentirete oggi sono informazioni che sono difficilissime da trovare in altri modi e che insomma adesso saranno alla portata di tutti e che vi daranno modo di prendere delle decisioni, compiere delle scelte in modo più informato. Ci ho detto, tornando al contenuto di oggi, come vi dicevo è la seconda puntata del video su STG, MacBaren e Sutliff. È stato un video molto visto, molto commentato, ovviamente c'è chi ha letto il mio pessimismo, c'è chi invece ha mostrato dello scetticismo non credendo alle informazioni che vi ho riportato. Io questo video l'ho girato, questa chiacchierata l'ho girata pochi giorni fa, e questo ci tengo a dirlo perché oggi è il 3 gennaio, adesso in questo momento in cui sto girando sto cercando di finire per farlo uscire il 4 gennaio, ma proprio ieri, il 2 gennaio, è arrivata questa comunicazione da parte di Sutliff, una comunicazione che è arrivata per email a tutte le persone iscritte alla newsletter di Sutliff, quindi io ero in questa newsletter, quindi ho ricevuto questa comunicazione per email, comunicazione che ho immediatamente condiviso sui miei canali social, quindi la trovate su Facebook, su Instagram, su Telegram e sulla parte community di YouTube, in cui ho dato un po' anche il mio commento. In questa comunicazione vengono date delle informazioni su quelle che saranno le operazioni americane, quindi Sutliff che continuerà a produrre per gennaio e febbraio, e chiuderanno la produzione il 28 febbraio 2025, e poi ci sarà un mese cuscinetto in cui venderanno tutto quello che rimane in magazzino, e chiuderanno in ogni caso, sia che rimanga qualcosa, sia che sia tutto venduto, il 31 marzo 2025. Da quel momento Sutliff non esisterà più. Quello che poi offre questa, e lo so che tanti mi dicono sì, ma Sutliff a noi italiani non ce ne frega. Per carità, vi sto solo dicendo quello che c'è nella comunicazione. Quella che ci interessa a noi è la parte centrale della comunicazione, ovvero una lista dei tabacchi che invece rimarranno sul mercato, sia per Sutliff che MacBaren. Per Sutliff ne rimarranno alcuni aromatizzati, non ci interessano, mentre per MacBaren, e qui ci interessa perché vediamo che rimarrà pochissimo, e qui le conto, sono 1, 2, 3, 4, queste ne sono 5, quindi 9 miscele di MacBaren prodotte da MacBaren resteranno sul mercato, circa, e ora vi spiego il circa. Quello che vediamo di certo è che rispetto al mercato italiano gli unici tabacchi che vediamo in questa lista sono il San Bruno, il Capstan e il Navy Flake di MacBaren e la Scottish Mixer, e basta. Quindi quelli che non ci sono su quella lista e che quindi scompariranno anche dal mercato italiano sono tutti gli Amphora, e anche gli HH. Ora, dicevo circa perché? Perché per esempio manca da questa lista lo Scaferlati Caporal, che sappiamo essere fatto da MacBaren, però manca in questa lista perché non è mai arrivato in America. Quindi il motivo per cui io do per certa la dipartita anche dal mercato italiano di Amphora e HH è perché Amphora e HH arrivavano anche negli Stati Uniti. Quindi non avrebbe senso che STG, no, continuasse, perché qualcuno dice no, ma questa comunicazione, qualcuno mi ha commentato, riguarda solo l'America, non riguarda l'Europa, quindi magari in Europa gli Amphora continueranno, gli HH continueranno, ma è un ragionamento un po' sciocco, perché ingenuo più che sciocco, perché? Perché se STG decide di continuare la produzione di questi tabacchi, perché non dovrebbe importarli in America, che è assieme alla Cina il mercato più grande e il mercato dove ci sono più profitti, perché c'è meno regolamentazione? Cioè non ha senso che tu dici no, no, gli HH li teniamo in Italia ma li togliamo dall'America. Cioè non ha senso, perché quanto ne vendono in Italia rispetto all'America? Non ha senso. Ok, la stessa cosa farebbe gli Amphora, quindi anche qualora anche dovessero le vendite essere basse in America, saranno comunque superiori al mercato italiano che peraltro offre dei profitti ridicoli visto che è super regolamentato. Quindi per questo sono ragionevolmente sicuro che gli HH e gli Amphora scompariranno, forse lo Scaferlati Caporal rimarrà, anche perché anche Per ci racconta che era quando lui lavorava in MacBaren, era un tabacco che aveva grande successo. Non so il Golden Blend e l'Original Choice, perché non ricordo in questo momento se erano nel mercato statunitense. Ora magari controllo e alla fine del video ve lo dico. Quindi questo. Perché volevo dire questo? Perché durante la chiacchierata che ci siamo fatti e Per, a un certo punto iniziamo a tirare a indovinare quali possano essere le miscele che andranno a scomparire e quali rimarranno. Visto che ora abbiamo già una prima lista, questo pezzetto dell'intervista sarà quello magari un pochino meno interessante visto che abbiamo già la risposta, almeno in parte, però in realtà secondo me è interessante comunque perché sappiamo già qualcosina in più, ci dirà qualcosina in più su quelle che erano le vendite di alcune miscele, quindi secondo me questo era molto interessante. Per tutto il resto vi auguro una buona visione, prendetevi qualcosa da bere e da fumare perché appunto parleremo per un'oretta, secondo me è stata una chiacchierata molto interessante perché ci dà tante informazioni su come era MacBaren prima che lui andasse via e prima dell'acquisizione, l'impatto che questa acquisizione avrà sul mercato, non soltanto per noi consumatori, ma proprio sul settore in senso lato, spiragli di speranza e poi soprattutto anche qualche anticipazione per il futuro. Quindi secondo me è stata molto interessante, ma questo ditemelo voi. Basta, buona visione, ci vediamo alla fine per i saluti, controllo anche questa questione che vi dicevo dei 2 tabacchi MacBaren e poi ve lo dico. Fatemi sapere se vi piace questa chiacchierata.
So, hi Per, it's so great to have you here. I'm so happy. I want to thank you a lot for your availability to be here with me to have a nice chat about tobacco once again.
Claudio, and I'm glad to be back. So I think the last time we talked was during the pandemic.
Yes, actually, it's exactly where I wanted to start because when we talked, it was 2020. It was 4 years ago, and it was a completely different world, right?
Yes.
We were under COVID, so I was in the lockdown at home. I was still living in the United States. I just moved back to Italy. You were working for MacBaren. Eric Hallberg was still alive.
Yep.
And many things changed. Now, after 4 years, we could have never imagined. Now it's a completely different situation.
It's a completely new world.
Yes, the
Yes.
HH line was not yet arrived into the Italian market. That's where we were also talking about, and then it arrived. So completely different world in just 4 years. So let's start from the basics, and it is, how are you doing after
I'm
4
doing
years?
fine. I'm doing fine now.
No. Oh, now what do you mean? You haven't been.
No, after I, well, to put it correctly, I didn't leave MacBaren. I got fired.
Okay.
Some 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I had 6 months where I just was supposed to sit on my hands and say nothing.
Oh,
Part of the
yeah.
agreement, but they didn't need a pipe tobacco guy anymore.
Okay.
They were getting very much involved in these chewing bags.
The what?
The
Say it again. Oh, the snooze.
The chewing bags. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah,
they
the
bought,
snooze for the Sweden one, the
yeah,
Swedish
yeah,
one. Yeah.
So they bought machinery to produce these pouches. And the new is that you're not using tobacco anymore, but you're using some white wheat
powder. Yeah.
powder and add nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that was going to make the big difference.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah, and it was after Henrik Hallberg got a little bit of the, initial excitement about these chewing bags, and then he died.
I see.
And the new CEO who came in, our old Per Buch, the pipe CEO, went in pension.
I see. Okay, retired. Yes.
Yeah. So we got a new one, and his idea was that MacBaren have to be a corporate. And well, for my small position, we had bought Planta in Germany, in Berlin, and I got the opportunity to go to Berlin and help Planta out and start getting more sales. Because from Denmark, I was told, well, for the next many years, we're not going to produce any new tobaccos.
Oh, okay.
And then I could see, okay, then perhaps my job is in a thin line here. And my wife is German, and she wanted to go to Germany, so that matched completely.
Okay.
Moved to Germany and start working with the planter crew.
Mm-hmm.
Small factory, but still, we got the tobaccos from Denmark, and then we mixed it into own brands for the different shops.
Yes.
So each shop had their own blend. Münchenfest 22, and we mixed the tobacco. That was how it was done.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 months later, I was visiting customers. I was sitting in the evening. I got a call from my boss from Denmark. He said, "Don't visit any more customers. Come to Berlin. I will be there tomorrow." And the day after, I was in Berlin, and we were sitting down in the evening together with 2 others from MacBaren, and got told that they were going to fire the staff at Planta, or at Unitas as it was called,
Yeah.
and close the company.
Okay. Wow. And this
And
was in 2021.
that was 21, yeah, and moved production to Denmark. And that was the in my opinion, the baddest idea they could do.
Of course.
Because first of all, you have much higher labor in Denmark, and I knew the organization in Denmark. It was not flexible to do things like that, small orders.
Yeah.
So there you need a special department, and we had that in Berlin. But they wanted to shut it down.
Yeah, because I know that Planta was actually making tobacco for many smaller brands, was sourcing tobacco also for other producers, and selling it. So it was a pretty different business than what MacBaren was making, I believe.
Yeah, Planta still had some good sellers. Rum and Maple, for instance, was a good one. Black Vanilla, another one. And of course, Denmark was interested in producing those, but all these small brands for the shopkeepers, well, they didn't have the biggest interest. So, but they have to keep on going. And then 1st of January, they started up with a MacBaren Germany.
Yes.
They made a daughter company. And that was in that period from October, where they closed down or fired all the planter guys, and until 1st of January, I got fired.
So it's true that because also on there's been a video on another YouTube channel that was mentioning that in that period, MacBaren decided to stop the release of all new products and let go several people, including you. That's so it's true that this was the decision. They decided to stop introducing new products to the market for MacBaren pipe tobacco, and decided to do this. Okay.
And you also know, as a consumer, if nothing new happens, well, everything goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no matter what. So the German company, they started up, and I think 4 months later, they had a new guy like me.
Oh, okay.
Working for Pipe Tobacco. Yeah. So
interesting.
I didn't leave it with the best mood.
In good terms, let's say. Okay.
No. And I have never said anything about it. Now MacBaren is sold. The company I would say, protecting and fighting for 22 years is gone.
Yeah. It's
just a small remark in the history.
Yes. And what about Sutliff? Because in that period, you also started cooperating with Sutliff, which was still part of MacBaren.
Yeah.
So
that was more Jeremy McKenna, the managing
CEO.
director, CEO. he was in great need of a blender because he didn't have one.
Oh, unbelievable. They made so many blends. Okay.
Yeah, but he then invited me over and said, can you come over and make some new blends? And I made 6 new ones, and that was birds of a feather.
Yes. It smoked several of them.
Yeah, and for the next 6 I made was for pipe force.
Yes.
And then I said, why do it like this? The pipe force marketing scheme, I didn't quite like it.
You mean the pins or the limited release?
No, I mean the design and the idea behind
it. Okay. You're not a Star Wars fan?
I am a very big Star Wars fan.
Me too.
But putting an octopus on the front was not my idea of good marketing.
Yeah, me too. I didn't like the graphics a lot. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
So what I did, I had a long talk with Jeremy. Say I would like to make something under my own name as the so say the main thing, and that led to the Viking collection. I have one here. You can. It's just I don't know if you can see it.
Yes. Yes, I didn't have the chance to buy them because they were released only, I think, in Switzerland. I saw them in Switzerland. I don't know.
Switzerland, yes, and they were very quickly sold out.
Yes.
So my partner there made a new order, and then came all this that STG have taken over, and
they're shutting down everything down.
Yes, and the other part went to the Far East. Yeah, same story. So the first 6 I made is not going to be found again.
And we'll get there. So let's go back to MacBaren after Eric passed. So we can say that was the defining moment, especially because last time when we spoke, you also told us about how much involved he was in the pipe tobacco business. He was buying the leaf, he was sourcing the leaf, so he was very knowledgeable and very passionate, I will say, from what you told us. So I imagine that was the moment when he passed. Unfortunately, things changed a lot, as you just mentioned.
They did.
And I don't know, you had the feeling they were going they wanted to, I mean, the Hallberg family wanted to sell the pipe tobacco business, or?
No. I didn't see that one coming. But I think it was that the new CEO wanted to make a cooperate. So he hired a lot of...
And was he also another member of the Hallberg family? Was he?
Yes, he
Frederick
was. Frederick Hallberg, yes.
And he was coming from a totally different industry for what I could have
Pharmaceutical.
seen. Pharmaceutical, exactly.
Yeah.
I looked online and I found that he was working for a big pharmaceutical company.
Exactly.
So he arrived to MacBaren and he decided to make a corporation, but a corporation to keep doing tobacco or something else? Because to
do something else.
Oh, okay. So he wanted to change business, essentially.
Yes, because for him, he has no relationship with tobacco. He was a non-smoker.
Oh.
Pipe tobacco was just it was a good product because they had good earnings that could be used in other businesses, like the chewing bags, for instance, or the fine cut, and they had some fantastic ideas and plans how it should go on.
So they really wanted to, so not even cigars or cannabis, just snus, the Swedish snus.
Snus was going to be the new miracle.
Very interesting.
And from the beginning on, I even told my boss, I said, if it's that easy, why hasn't some of the big guys done it?
Yeah.
Why do we think a small newcomer with no experience can go into this market and then grab a big part of it?
Yeah, indeed.
And
That's
I
very yeah.
didn't really get an answer.
Mm.
But they believed so hard in it, and it ended up with a big minus.
Yeah.
And I think that was where Henrik Sister, who had the rest of the shares, got nervous
I see.
and wanted to sell the pipe tobacco and the chew bags and that the whole story, to sell that, to get rid of it.
They could have changed manager.
Yeah, but it's the only explanation I can give.
No, and it's also because, it's not easy to run a family business. It's relative, so it's involved in some ways. So it is true that they had a minus. Also, that video was saying that they had a big financial loss for the first time in many years.
Yeah.
And therefore they got nervous and decided to just cut the business loose. And since you're from Denmark, is it true that last year was passed also a new legislation about merger and acquisition, and that's why the deal was rushed as much as possible before this new law will come in?
I'm not.
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know about the law, but it sounds. Yeah, it could be real. So, but it went very fast.
Because
extremely fast.
Yeah, because this video claims that there was a new law in Denmark that was starting to be that went into effect on July 1st, 2024. That would have required that such merger and acquisition will be approved by the parliament. And they rushed to do it before, because eventually they were afraid that this they will not let it happen eventually. And I can believe it, because now the main competitor bought everything, right? So,
and that has been my mantra the whole time at MacBaren. I said the only thing I know for sure is that STG is never going to buy MacBaren.
Yeah,
because they're getting too big, and then we start talking about monopoly.
Exactly. I also talk about monopoly. Also, I did a video also in which I did my own view, and I also talk about monopoly, because that's what is going to happen, and not only in Denmark, because now the size is so big for pipe tobacco, at least, that it's almost a monopoly in Europe as well, for sure.
Yeah.
And worldwide, it's a big share of pipe tobacco now. So
yeah, I think between STG and MacBaren, they have 80+% of the market.
Wow.
Think about who's left, who's independent.
Yeah, no, I know. And who is independent is pretty small. I mean, maybe the biggest one is Kopp in Germany.
Who is buying his tobacco from?
Oh, really? Is sourcing the tobacco from STG or from MacBaren?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, okay, okay. I don't want you to say.
You're not far away.
Okay, wow. Okay, I didn't know that this was the source. I thought they were big enough to source their own tobacco independently. And then, of course, now in the United States, we only have Cornell and Diehl left, right?
Yep.
Because the Sutliff was the other main producer.
And you have Samuel Garwith,
which is small.
You have Germain's,
which is super small.
Super small. You have Dan Tobacco,
which is, I don't know in which situation they are, which is pretty small as well.
It's a small company as well.
Yeah.
And you have Gladora Tobacco in
Turkey. That is coming out now, and I hope they do very well.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That is what is left.
Yes. And of those, exactly as we just mentioned, they are almost all very, very small.
Yeah. So what can they do?
Yeah.
I can say the only thing the consumer can do, if they want to support them, that is to buy their products
from those other brands. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because the rest of it is belonging to STG.
It's unbelievable. It is
I
unbelievable.
I would use a stronger word. I would say I'm terrified when I'm thinking about it.
Absolutely. I am as well. That's also what I tried to communicate to the people on my channel, because the impact is going to be huge, in my opinion. So I told everybody, if you like something from MacBaren, if you like the HH, just buy, stock up now, because in the best case scenario, they will be different. Worst case scenario, they will be gone in less than a year from now.
Yeah.
So this is the situation which we are in. Also, I believe that I mean, that's what they're doing now. For what we know, they took a few months, 4 months, to look at the books, look at the sales data, whatever, and now they made a decision about what to keep and what to discontinue. They decided to shut down completely Sutliff.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to ask you what's going to happen now to your line, if you will be looking for another manufacturer for the biking, or also for the one you were making a beautiful Per Jensen for blenders.
Yep.
As well, line. So I also want to know if you have plans to look for alternative for that. And also for MacBaren, they are shutting down the factories, the MacBaren factories. So also
Yep.
people, the workers will be affected. And they will consolidate everything into the STG factories they are already running. So, and they will, I guess, take the most successful blends of the MacBaren portfolio, MacBaren and Sutliff portfolio, and they will cut everything that was pretty small, and they will keep what was most successful, I guess. I watched. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's my thinking too.
So, but that is the theory. We're just talking about economics, merger and acquisition manual. That is what usually you do as a company that buy another company. Now, on another interview that somebody else did to you years ago, you were mentioning that the MacBaren mixer, was over 50% of the sales.
Yep.
Which is huge for MacBaren.
It is. Yep.
So we can assume that one will stay in the market.
That of course that will stay, and I think if you take one step back and look at STG and start thinking about why did they buy MacBaren. Normally, it would be you lose 20% of the turnover and you add 80% of the turnover to your own turnover.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, they are also taking over the biggest and the oldest pipe tobacco factory in the United States, Sutliff.
Yes.
And they're closing it.
And they're shutting it down.
And they don't even know if some of the SKUs, some of the tobaccos, will be made.
I mean,
it was not to get more turnover.
No. I mean, it is, but it's a different way.
In a different way, yes, but it's controlling competition.
Yes, exactly. It's an aggressive takeover. That's how you would call it.
Yeah.
Because they bought it to eliminate competition.
Yeah.
And then have now the power, as I also said to the people, now this is exactly why we have antitrust institutions. Because when a player becomes too big, then he has all the leverage, and the consumer doesn't have any leverage anymore. So they can do whatever they want, and they decide what we will smoke, essentially. And
to which price?
To which price as well. And to which price as well.
Yep. Because they can say, well, the other independent don't care.
Yeah.
We just raise our prices as we want.
Yeah.
And it is a company that's on the stock market.
As well. Yeah.
And if you think about this, buying MacBaren, they didn't file a message for the stock market.
Oh, really? They didn't even send a message?
Because it has no influence on the revenue.
Unbelievable.
Then you know it's a big company.
Yeah, but I'm so surprised that not even Europe did anything. I mean, they should have done something. They should have. Usually, when you have this kind of acquisition, you always have to communicate to the institution that they look through the books for antitrust situation, and then they decide if you can proceed with this acquisition or not. So I don't really understand why this didn't happen.
No, these antitrust or monopoly laws, as we have, it is perhaps the reason why they're getting a stronger one now.
Mm. Yeah, but that should be also at a European level, not just at a single country level. So, but
no, I know the American are very hard on these.
Yeah, but also European Union it should be.
Yeah, but they aren't. They aren't. So
it's unbelievable. So, in your opinion, just guessing, pure guess here, okay? Just disclaimer, we're just purely guessing, but you know some of the sales data of MacBaren blends.
Yep.
Would you be able to guess something that probably might disappear?
I think over the next couple of years, all we will see will be round about 10 tobaccos existing as MacBaren. And I don't think VHH will be among those. They don't want to make specialities.
Yeah. Yeah, I was imagining that. I just stocked up on a few HH over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, but think about you have a factory and suddenly you can fill it with all good sellers. What do? You cut all the small away, all the specialities that are taking too much time.
Yes.
And then that is too bad, because one thing is also sure, nothing new will come. No, not from that direction, at least.
Absolutely, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because
so that's up to the independents to create something new.
Yeah, that was also another thing of the rumors that they didn't confirm or deny about the fact that they want to reduce the SKUs that they produce. So they want to make sure that 80% of the SKU they produce make 99% of the profit, while now is like 52% of the SKU make 99%. So that means you have a big chunk of blends that you only do for specialties because of you want to cover the market and you want to offer something different. But this means a big reduction, and you just want to go with whatever makes you a lot of profit now and not. Do you think the natural one, like the caporal, the Scaferlati, will survive? Was it successful enough?
Sorry, which one?
The Scaferlati, the caporal, the French one.
Yeah. That was a very big brand.
Oh, really?
Very
nice.
Big. Yeah, yes.
Nice. Good to know, because also in Italy was it's very appreciated. It's inexpensive. It's tasty.
And a lot of the French brands had good volumes.
Oh, nice. Good to know. Very good.
And then, of course, Imperial made the corporate strategy for new products. So we have a good seller here. Let's make something more or less like it and give it another name.
I see.
And you don't make anything new that way. But that was how they went along. Also with the Amphora family.
Yeah.
So some of them will disappear, but white Scaferlat, no, that would stay. I would say that's for sure.
Okay. Good. And what about the Amphora? I mean, I'm sure that some of them were successful.
Yeah, the red one at least will stay. Okay. I don't know about the rest.
I really like the original. I like the Virginia. I was really hoping I had the red here somewhere, but I still have the red. Is also an aromatics, right? It was flavored with something.
Yeah, it was.
I like the ones that never came to Italy, like the Kentucky one, the Burley one. They were not bad at all. They were pretty nice as well. But okay. So I will have to stock up on the original one as well, because I really like the Amphora original. It's pretty.
Yeah, I think that the red one will keep in the program. But then again, we are just guessing.
Absolutely. Here it's just pure guesses.
So it's I don't know. You don't know.
No, absolutely. Here nothing is from official sources. We're just guessing based on each other taste and experience.
And even some of the STG specialties might be in jeopardy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if it takes too long time to produce it, then and they got some big sellers mixture coming in, Scaffalati, then it could be they are getting rid of the specialities.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So you think maybe I assume, and you'd correct me if I'm wrong, that the tobaccos that takes most time to make must be like the flakes, the spun cut.
Yeah.
Or really so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to. Now I'm getting very rude.
Okay.
I would say these new owners of the big chunk of tobacco, they don't have any relationship with tobacco at all. There's no one of those who are saying, well, I love this product, I want to fight for it, I want to promote it. No. If the CEO tells them tomorrow we're going to sell ketchup,
oh, okay,
then they say yes, and then they sell ketchup.
wow. Okay, I see. So you mean they're very profit oriented? That's what.
Yeah, the former CEO, Troels Mikkelsen, he was a tobacco guy.
Okay.
Like Henrik.
Yeah.
And they had Lasse, who was mixing my own blend.
Mm-hmm.
But both of them have left. And I
Yes.
don't know anybody else.
Yeah, that seems to be the issue here, right? The generational change.
Yeah, if you don't have any connection with what you're doing, it's easier to get a new job, of course, because you don't have to learn all the details. But at the other hand, you're not able to produce something different. It's just business as usual.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I said I'm sure there will be no new tobaccos coming from that direction.
Interesting. I mean, terrifying, interesting, but terrifying for us.
Yeah, but it opens up a lot of possibilities for the rest.
For the smaller ones.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I know they at least two of them are working heavily to scale up because they know what's happening.
Okay, that's good. So this means also that there is somebody that is interested in the business.
Oh yeah. And that is tobacco guys.
Okay.
I've been talking to Robert Germains and
Germans, they want to scale up?
If he could.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, sorry, I interrupted you. So Robert Germains and who else, if you want to say?
Yeah, then we have the Gladora in Turkey. They have capacity, or will have capacity. Cornell and Deal is scaling up at the moment.
They have, for sure, because they have to cover for everything that Sutliff was doing for smaller brick and mortars.
Exactly. And
Gladora needs a blender, I think. So.
Yeah, well, they got one part-time.
Yeah. No, I mean, we'll get there, but because I tried their tobaccos, I think they're good, but I think they have a lot of potential. They can do much more. That's what I think. So that's why I say they need a blender, because I think they have good ingredients. Their Latakia is very interesting. Their Orientals are fantastic. So with a good blender, they could do something very, very interesting.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion as a pipe smoker. Germans that's very interesting that you mentioned Germans, because they're so small. Their products are like a lottery to get. Right? It's like
you won this week.
Exactly, it's unbelievable. So you never really understand if they're still in business or not. I mean, as a pipe smoker, again, you don't really know. Because they just release some very small quantities. They are gone in a second, and then they may be up in 6, 7, 8 months or a year later. You just don't know.
Do you find it in Italy?
No.
No.
Only in the United States.
Yes, and that is because the Brexit.
But even before Brexit, it was the same, especially
Yes, but they saw where it was going. So they
to Britain, yes.
yes. If you want to buy from Samuel Garwith or Germain's, you have to pay duty to get it into the European Union.
Yes.
Which means it's getting more complicated, and you also have to make the track and trace.
Yes.
Which is the political way of making sure that no new tobacco companies is starting.
Yeah. We talked about this last time, but it's good to revisit. But I mean, at least the last time I spoke to someone like years ago, because they were disappearing in Italy, and they told me that they had some price increase because they complied with the track and trace. This was, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And they actually came back to the European market, at least in Germany, Spain, and somewhere else. In Italy, they didn't come back. He told me that it was very expensive to comply. Germans, however, I don't know if they are in Europe. I mean, they once upon a time they were in Germany.
Yes, Planta was the importer.
Okay.
We really tried to get tobacco from, but not possible.
Yeah.
So, but they have been concentrated on United States and partly Far East.
Yeah.
And left Europe behind.
Yeah, because I mean, in the United States, they produce also the Esoterica line, which also goes super fast. So I'm sure that if they can wrap up the scale, they can make more. They could also sell more of that very easily. But in general, they have a very high reputation. So their tobaccos are very sought after. So I really hope they can make more.
He's looking at the possibility.
Okay, that's super interesting, because I had even read somewhere in some forum somebody that was saying that they were doing another job and the tobacco was a second job for them, so they were not really gonna be around for longer. So it's good that that's not the case, because I really liked what they do, and I hope that they can still make what they do, because it was just the perfect example of British style tobacco, which is pretty good. So okay, that's good news. So you're also giving us here some hope, let's say.
I would say there's a lot of hope to get, because it could be that these 5 independents are small, but they still got potential.
Yes.
And they got potential to make something out of this world. Very different from what we see today.
Yeah, we just mentioned Glidora, which I think is already making something different, and they can only make more.
They can make more, and it will come.
Nice.
That's for sure.
Good. I also saw that they started working with COP for distribution in Europe. I think I read somewhere, which is good. And I also think COP is working pretty well nowadays. I think that was a successful generational transition. Because they have.
There was a lot of problems getting rid of the Koolhaas sons, but it's done now, and
but it seems that the current management is very interested and eager in doing more things. They started importing the American tobacco, the Cornell and GLPs in Germany. They made possible to get back the Gawith, the Samuel Gawith and Gawith Hoggart. They want to bring the Glidora. They're working, of course, on their own products. So it seems that they really want to do pipe tobacco.
Yeah, because in Europe, there's a big hole.
Yeah.
You have STG, and then you have nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Except for the small quantity that Dan Tobacco can produce.
Which is a pity, because also they're good. So I would...
The rest of the companies are outside Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, but also if you think about Cornell and I mean, United States, if you think about it, it's crazy, because United States is the continent where, tobacco was found.
Yes.
They had the tradition. Sutliff was in Virginia. Virginia, just the name tell you already, the name of the state tell you everything, right? And now they only have Cornell and Yale. It's unbelievable. I mean, we lost Lane, we lost Sutliff, we lost the daughters in Ryan, we lost so much. McClellan before that. So
yeah, and if you think about how Lane disappeared,
yeah, I know
production was taken to Denmark and
yes.
factory was closed. The same thing happens now with Sutliff. They had, what was it, 1 or 3,000 SKUs?
They had nine.
I think it was
1,000 or something like that. I think
1,000.
Yes.
And I can tell you, a lot of shops is going to be inflicted.
Yeah, because all the brick and mortar store in the United States, they had their own blend and they were all made by Sutliff. But then we also have Seattle Pipe Club was made by Sutliff.
Yep.
The Pertenom was made by Sutliff. Missouri Merchant was made by Sutliff. I think some Peretti was sourced by on Sutliff as well, I believe. So plus Sutliff entirely its own blend. So
and especially all these house blends where they bought tobacco from Lane, they bought from Sutliff, and then they mix it together.
Yeah,
they're going to be inflicted. So it's not over.
No, yeah, no, it's not over.
It's not over by far.
I really hope that Cornell and Yale can do it. I think also in that case we have a management that is very interested in the pipe tobacco, in the pipe world as well. You know, they also own Peterson, they own smoking pipes. So definitely there is interest there to do more, but it's not easy to do so much. It's also a big investment, big exposure, takes time. So
I think the big problem is time. From they got the message until they should be ready with actually a whole new factory.
Oh, really?
That was only 4 to 5 months. That's not much.
No, it's nothing.
And they are probably getting phone down from Seattle Pipe Club and all the other guys. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on one side is a good problem to have. On another side, it's not. It's a big challenge.
It's not the way. Well, they were growing year for year, but it's you don't want to grow this way.
Yeah, exactly. That's too big, too fast.
Yeah, in 2 years' time, they can. Say, oh, that was hard.
Yeah, because you have to do a lot of investment, so it's a lot of cash, a lot of liquidity that you have to get out of your hands, and then you have to make sure that it works.
But they got the right people.
No, for sure. I mean, I think they're very capable. Sykes is super capable. Jeremy Reeves is a great blender. So definitely they have the right team, but it's still a big effort for any company. Would be a big constraint to just do this jump all of a sudden.
It is.
Oh.
And at the same time, this is only rumors. Nobody knows if it's going to happen. But STG is not selling any production equipment.
For Sutliff, you mean?
Sutliff or MacBaren.
Oh,
it's going to be sold as scrap.
Yeah, there was the rumor that they will scrap everything because they don't want it to give it to any competitor. That was the rumor. I asked on the person, let me get you the name. I'm sure you know the guy that is answering on Pipes and Tobacco Magazine forum. And he said that nothing is decided yet. But for instance, when they purchased Lane, they shipped some equipment back to Denmark to use. They sold some equipment and they scrapped what they couldn't sell. That's what they say. And he imagined that they will do the same for Sutliff. That's what he said. Then I just want to get you There you go. No, is it this one? No, it's not this one. Leonard something. I'll let you. I'll tell
Yes,
you right
product manager by Lane.
He is okay. Here I have it. Is Leonard Wurtzel.
Yes, and he's not one of the decision makers.
Oh, he said that he's the one that is deciding what is staying and what is not staying as blends.
I think that is decided in Denmark.
Okay. But he's in Denmark, no? He's from STG.
Yeah, but he's working with Lane in I don't know where they're, Florida or wherever they are located.
Okay.
So
Yeah. He said he was
if
vice
I were
president at
STG,
Lane.
why would I give equipment away to somebody who could be my competitor? If I'm buying the company to close down a competitor.
Yeah. No. I completely understand. It's just that
unlogical for me.
And the irony of this situation and also of this talk is that if I'm not wrong, STG also purchased, I don't know if they still own it, the Georg Jensen brand for pipes.
They did. When I left the company in 2001 and went to MacBaren, Vieux Larsen continued with Georg Jensen for 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was closed down and everything was sold to STG, all brand names. Vieux Larsen, Jensen, whatever was in the pot, STG got.
Yeah.
And they made a few pipes every year just to retain the registration. That is also the reason for my new trademark.
Oh.
Per Jensen, because I know if I was using George, I would get into trouble.
Yeah, but it's also right that you get your own name. I mean, you're doing the work now. So.
But I knew that from the start and say, I'm not that young anymore. I don't want to fight. So that's the reason why I did it. But yes, they have George Jensen as well.
Do you think this will also have some impact on the entire supply chain, so also on the farmers, on the producers of tobacco, of raw material?
No.
No?
STG will just be another big customer. But you have to imagine what STG is buying compared to a cigarette company.
Yeah, it's small.
It's very small.
Yeah, but I think that, for instance, now before you had MacBaren, you had STG, 2 big players, right? And they were also always purchasing from farmers, right? But they're still competing, right? There were 2 big entities competing for the leaf, right? Now you have just one big, and in theory they could say, okay, yes, but now I get everything, so now I make the price. Or
that could be, yeah.
Or, for instance, MacBaren was buying a certain Oriental that STG don't use it. And now they have everything, and STG says, you know what? We will use the Oriental we have. We will not buy another Oriental. So we don't want it.
Yeah, there will be changes.
So
that's for sure.
So it might impact also farmers that do make specialties or this kind of pipe tobacco leaf that is not cigarette leaf in any case.
Yeah, well, the farmers, the argument saying to STG, well, we have another company coming in next week that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So you can sell to STG or you don't.
Yeah. But maybe, they say, you know what, I will stop making tobacco from next year. I will harvest soy instead.
No, then we make a tobacco factory.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do you believe that these smaller players that you mentioned, and you also hinted that some of them are buying leaf already from STG, they will start sourcing their own leaf from...
Yes. I'm very sure of it,
Okay.
because they can also see where they ended up.
Okay. Good.
And it's not a good situation for them.
Yeah. Agree.
Think about, you have to go to bed every night, and you don't know if it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is a day where STG calls and say, well, we are not going to supply that and that anymore.
Yeah. And then you just cannot do anything.
And your 14 blends, you have to change.
Yes. Or you have to stop production for a while.
Or stop production if it's
It's unbelievable.
I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah. Do you think that STG or any of those smaller might be also at risk, let's say, of being acquired by STG? Considering now they have 80%, what if tomorrow they call Samuel Gowit and say, you know what, how much you want to become STG? Just say, is that for the sake of the argument, considering now how big they are?
I would say, if we start with Ladora, I don't know them that well, but I don't think so. They're making a pretty good job, and I think they're satisfied. Dan Tobacco have been told to be closed the last 5-6 years.
Yes.
And they still is operating. So they're changing CEO next year. So
okay, maybe.
Could be either they say we are going to be bigger, or we don't want to do it, or whatever will happen. Then you have Germain's. No. STG couldn't buy them.
Okay, that's British pride.
Yeah, and Samuel Gowith. Why should they? It's flake.
To close it down.
Yeah, to close it down. But, and I'm sure Cornell and Deal they cannot buy.
Yeah, they're big enough. I hope.
Yeah. They have smoking pipes as a retail. It's belongs to the same company, so they're generating a ton of cash.
Okay.
And Sykes, the guy who owns it, he is breathing pipes and tobacco.
Yes, he's super passionate. Yes.
Yeah, so he wouldn't want to see that his company is closed or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see that's also with Sutliff. They had tobaccopipes.com.
Yes, and they also had the Capo Joe's.
Yeah, and that's going to be closed.
Yeah, they will be shut down. Yeah. They're doing big sales now, and they will be shut down in a few days.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Another thing they own is the tobacco reviews as well. It seems that they will keep it for now. I hope they do.
Yeah, but are they really interested in that? The future will show.
That's a big marketing tool.
Yeah, but I cannot see there are so many other things that are big marketing tools that they don't do.
Yeah, but in a world in which you cannot really advertise tobacco, pipe tobacco reviews is a big source of information for any.
I hope you're right. I really hope it.
Yeah, I hope it too. I mean, Leonard on the forum said that they have no plans on shutting it down. Then of course we'll see. We don't know. But that's what he said.
And when you're using the phrase, as far as I know, then
that means you don't know.
Yeah, but take a thing like Chicagoland Pipe Show. Sutliff was a big sponsor.
Yes.
Is STG going to take that over, or are they looking for a new sponsor now? Not this year; it's probably done, but from next year.
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
And it's all those things that are inflicting our daily to say work as a pipe smoker.
Yeah.
It's making it more difficult.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a bit terrible. I would say. I would put it that way. Yeah.
It's a bit terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, and you know, I can be happy that I got out in 21, because I have been over the phase where everything is to say bad, and in that period of time just after I got fired, I went for a bypass operation and had a very serious blood poisoning.
Oh.
Well, was 26 days in the hospital.
Oh,
lost
wow.
a lot of weight. That was good. But
That's the only good thing.
I got it back.
Yeah.
But I don't have to have worked all my life. And I was just looking around and say, well, I'm too young. I have too many ideas I want to try.
Yeah.
And that's why I started with Sutliff, with the birds of feather and the pipe force.
Yeah.
And the latest one here, the Vikings.
And they were all very interesting blends, because you had the Caterini, stoved Caterini. You had all these peculiar tobaccos in blends. They were very unique. So that was super interesting, actually. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, if you like them or not, but at least they give you a taste that
Absolutely.
you haven't had before.
Absolutely, completely agree. Completely agree.
But they were looking at me in Richmond, Virginia, by Sutliff, when I said, well, and then we have to make a rustica as a Cavendish.
Yeah.
I said, what? And we didn't know if it would work, but
of course, but you tried.
It did,
Yeah.
and the Caterini, the Orientals as well.
Yeah.
Giving that extra taste that it reminds you of something, but not quite.
Yeah.
And I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what keeps you alive, let's say. So.
Yes, it is. It is.
Oh.
That's a very old George Jensen.
Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
Yes, you are correct. I wanted to smoke it for you in this occasion.
Yeah.
Yes. I bought it a couple of years ago from a Danish collector.
Yeah.
I really like big, high, tall chimney pipes. So when I saw it, I said I have to have it. So, and it's a Georg Jensen. So
does it still have the inner drilling? Is that conical the first step, and then it goes cylindric down?
I don't know. Let's check.
No, don't check the tobacco.
I'll load it again. It's not a big deal. I didn't. It's not lit yet, so I can do it. Let's see. No, this is all conical.
It's just cylindric down to the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. We made a lot of those in the 60s.
Oh, is this old?
Yeah, is that old?
It's marked rebuild.
Rebuild, yes. Rebuild was a quality name from the 60s.
Deluxe handcut.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And we have
there
one.
Is a G here.
Yeah, GJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, GJ. Yes.
And we have one that is bigger, and that has that conical at the top, and then it goes cylindric down.
That's super interesting. I would love to have that. That's very useful.
Yeah, because you have a big surface to lid, and then it narrows down into a smaller one, and then it goes from itself.
Yes.
Could be it comes. I have it up here in my cupboard. I have the old pipes that was used to when you have to change the shape on the machines.
Oh, I see.
Then you put this in and you form the knife like the model, and I have those we use for that.
Nice. So you kept some samples and some
Yeah. Let's see if I'm going to do something about it.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, why not?
And so are you working on are you still working in the tobacco industry? Are you working for with some other companies?
Yes. I am. And let's not keep this in the dark anymore.
Okay.
February, I expect I'm coming out with 2 new flakes from Gladora.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. So you're working with Gladora. Nice.
Yes.
That's
I
great.
was there, and I was.
Oh, so you are the part-time blend.
That's why I said it.
I'm so happy to hear, because that's why when we were talking, I was thinking I think Per would make great with them, because I know I don't know them, I never talked with them, but other people that did told me that they really want to do more. They're really passionate. They want to do. So, and I see, as I mentioned, I think they have a lot of potential. So that's super interesting. Nice.
Yeah,
they will come on the German market or Turkish at the beginning, and
no, they will go to Switzerland and Far East again.
Okay, at least
to start with, because I already established that.
Okay.
But I hope to come to Europe as well.
Nice. Will there be, I don't know if you want to give any anticipation about the kind of tobaccos that they will be, the blend? They will be just plain Virginia, or?
No, because I'm sticking to Turkish tobacco.
Okay.
And what I found was they're not strong in Virginias.
I agree.
So I decided to leave those out. So I'm working with the Yolanda,
which is the
Turkish.
Oriental.
Oriental, yes, from the big plains in the mountains, and Izmir.
Also, it's gonna be a pure Oriental flake.
Yes, and then balanced with burley.
Ah, interesting.
A Turkish burley, and the other one is Yolanda and this 90-day smoked Latakia.
The Turkish Latakia, which I find very different,
smooth.
Very smooth, very sweet. It's even sweet.
So those two will come.
Nice.
Both in a 50 gram and in a plug.
Oh, in a plug?
Yeah.
So sorry, you said the second is gonna be Latakia and Oriental?
Yeah, Yolanda, and again I'm using just a bit of burley to balance it. Otherwise, it's getting too sour.
But what about the Virginia? This is just about a different topic. But wouldn't it be any way to make it a little better than stoving it, fermenting it?
I was talking to when I visit them. We also visit a raw tobacco company, and I was telling those guys keep a lookout for some good Virginias. Because I'm sure you have it somewhere. You just have to get hold of it. Because Turkey is not like any other country where it's very well organized.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's still small farmers going to sell it on auctions and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't know if the climate allows for a good Virginia. That's also
difficult. A sun-dried would be okay. But a flue-cured,
yeah,
they probably stand there and say, why should we heat when it's so hot?
Yeah, you can do 90 days in Latakia.
Yeah, think of the guy who have to turn them every day. What a smell.
Yeah.
No, that is for that is what's coming around the corner.
Nice.
And then the day I heard that MacBaren was sold, I called Sykes. So I'm going to make a cooperation with Canale and
Nice, beautiful.
on that part of on that side of the Atlantic.
That's great news.
So let's see what comes out.
Very interesting. So congratulations on those new venture. I'm very happy.
Thank you. But I got a little bit panic as well.
You panic because of the anxiety of the new products, or
No, introducing something new and then the carpet is removed below you.
So you have a little bit of trauma.
Yes, I had a little bit, yes, but got over it.
That was such a bit. I really loved Sutliff products. Their Red Virginia. I was so sad.
Yeah, they had many good products.
Mm-hmm.
And please don't expect that Canale and Deal will pick up all of them. They can't. They can't. They have their own way to go as well, but of course they'll try to help colleagues in the business.
Yeah,
if they can.
Yeah. No, but the thing is also that for what I could see is that each of those producers that we talk about, each of them produce in a slightly different way. So also their tobacco is different.
Yeah.
For instance, if you get a straight Virginia from Cornell, tastes different than a straight Virginia from Samuel Gawitt, from Kopp, from German. That is what is, or Sutliff, and that is the inner know-how, knowledge, experience, machinery that you had. And so casing as well, but that's so. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
So as we have seen that nobody was able to replicate what McClelland was making, we cannot expect that anybody would be able to replicate. I don't know, my favorite.
No. They can perhaps do something that is in that direction, but that's it. Even just a small thing as water.
Mm-hmm.
You're using water for the production.
Yeah.
Is it with or without chlorine?
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Absolutely.
So you have to think that into the finished tobacco.
Yeah.
That was just a small thing, but
no, it is. It totally makes sense. I mean, I live in the United States. I remember that water is different in different states, so that will definitely make an impact just thinking about that small detail. So it's unbelievable.
Yeah, if you have this advertising where you see the small creek and crystal clear water, and then you have the big city with the water tower, and okay, there's water in there, but there's also something else to keep bacteria and so on away. And that's okay, but it inflicts the taste.
Absolutely.
So,
so we had a very nice conversation. I think we uncovered many things. We as a pipe smoker, things that maybe you knew already. And so we can conclude this conversation with something that is worrying, something that is hope that we've seen. So it seems that not everything seems to be lost, but there is hope because there are still passionate people in the business that see the opportunity that arises.
Yes.
Now we will only have to see what's gonna play out. Now, of course, I am talking from a unlucky market because Italian market is not as lucky as the American one, but even just the German. So it's hyper regulated. It's so difficult to get new products to the market, and prices are super regulated. So for us in Italy, it's not gonna be very easy or something positive will come out of this. But even the fact that we might see things prosper in Switzerland, Germany, Spain, it still gives a hope to travel and
you still go on a holiday sometimes.
Exactly.
So yeah,
that is what we can do. We'll see, because now STG will have essentially, if I think about Italy, they will be making almost everything, because we had a lot of MacBaren tobaccos, we have a lot of STG tobaccos,
yeah.
and then we have the Germans, we have COP tobaccos, we don't have anything from DTM, we don't have the Samuel Gowit anymore, we don't have the Americans, so that's pretty much it. So there is some rumors that Gledora might come, and I really hope so. But still, that's a big if. So
Otherwise, I know another flake, Turkish flake, that will come at a certain time.
I hope so. Something. No. Anyway, I mean, I don't have any other questions, but I'm sure that
Yeah, then I will say let's keep in contact.
absolutely.
And let's not wait 4 years for the next conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think in 2025 we will see already a lot of changes. So for sure it's gonna be interesting to see what is gonna happen. And if Gledora this year managed to come to Italy in some ways, I don't know if they, since it's a new product anyway, if they can also bring your new flakes, that would be a great thing. In that case, we can definitely have a chat about those products that you created. But we can also just touch base every once in a while, and we can stay in touch, me and you, but talking about having other these kind of conversations for the public. I think we can also have another one later on and see what will happen.
Where we're right.
Exactly. Where we're right or where we're wrong. Is it better or is it worse?
That is the big question.
Yes. Okay. Anyway.
But okay, from my end, it was a pleasure to have this conversation.
I can't thank you enough.
We're in all corners and dusting off here and there, and yeah.
Exactly.
So thank you.
And if there is anything else you want to add, I'm here for you. If you wanted to say something else, I'll leave you the space. Otherwise, we can also end here, and I can just be really, really thankful to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you again. It was great to have all your insights, to have your information. We said here many things that were unknown. And just your time. So thank you a lot. Thank you, Per. I really can't thank you enough.
My
and
pleasure.
Also, it was already great to have you on my channel once. So to have you twice, it's even a biggest honor. So thank you very much from
just wait just wait for the third time.
Okay, absolutely. It's gonna be even better. Maybe once we will be able also to meet in person.
Yeah.
So,
I hope so. I'm planning on going to Cali at some time.
So we will meet. If you come to Cali, I'll definitely be there.
Not next year, but next year.
Okay, 2026.
I was asked to make a seminar there.
Oh yes, that would be amazing.
So probably in 2026.
Great. That's also a big anticipation, because I'm always in touch with Jenny, the president of the Pipa Club Italia.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about that, but it's great that she's already working on the 2026 edition.
Yeah, and I had to tell her this year that it was too close to all this buying and selling from STG, and also what I told you about my health. I didn't tell her. But I'm getting better and better. So
also, it was recent. Sorry, I thought it was years ago. I'm so sorry. No. Sorry.
I'm at the end of it, getting out of it. So
I'm sorry to hear. I'm glad to see that you are fine and well now, and you're getting better. But I'm very sorry that you had to went through that.
I'm not going to dance again. But
okay.
In any case, I couldn't dance anyhow, so that doesn't matter. No, 2026. I hope to be invited again in Cali.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay.
Then we'll meet in person.
Absolutely. Actually, I should. I mean, now you're in Berlin. I've never been to Berlin, but if I will, I will.
Give me a call.
There. I will text you for sure, and we will have a smoke together.
Yeah, we can always meet at a beer garden with a
Okay.
pipe
Oh,
and
yeah,
a
and a
big
beer.
beer.
Nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
we
Anyway,
do that, Claudio.
thank you again, Per. It's
Yeah,
always a pleasure to talk with you and have your insights.
and the
Thanks.
same.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Rieccoci, spero che la mia chiacchierata con Per Jensen vi sia piaciuta. Io stavo finendo di controllare e avevo dimenticato che spariranno anche i 7 Seas, che sono in America, sono in Italia e quindi spariranno anche questi al mercato, e soprattutto sì, ci sono sia il Golden Choice, Golden Blend, anche se c'è un nome leggermente diverso, ma anche l'Original Choice, quindi probabilmente anche quelli spariranno. Ma oltre a questi spariranno anche tutti quelli che c'erano sul mercato tedesco, quindi il Dark Twist, il Plum Cake, tutti questi qua, lo Stockton, tutti. Gli HH, quindi anche tutto, anche il VL, il Vintage Latakia, tutti. Non lo so. Vedremo più avanti. Sicuramente quello che faremo è che commenteremo assieme sia l'intervista con Per, sia questa notizia dei tabacchi che spariranno in live. Non so se già la prossima settimana, però ve lo faccio sapere, quindi date uno sguardo ai miei canali social, perché vi dirò se già la prossima settimana sarò libero giovedì sera per tornare a fare dirette, e in quel caso ci troveremo proprio per fumare assieme e parlare di questa questione e rispondere alle vostre domande. Per tutto il resto, che vi devo dire? Vi saluto, tenete le pipe accese, siate orgogliosi di essere pipatori, perché questo è il momento, a questo punto, di resistenza. Puntare alla resistenza e soprattutto di orientare i vostri acquisti nel modo che ritenete più opportuno. Basta, non dico altro. Ah sì, voglio chiudere dicendo la cosa che ho già detto altre volte. A questo punto, se ci sono cose di MacBaren che vi piacciono, fate scorta, perché probabilmente non ci saranno più. Fate scorta adesso, avete tempo, quindi qualche mese, un paio di mesi, e poi ci troveremo in questo nuovo mondo dove tantissimi tabacchi non ci saranno più. E poi vedremo se a quel punto STG, avendo il coltello dalla parte del manico, non decida di alzare anche i prezzi. Comunque questo lo vedremo qualora dovesse succedere. Basta, chiudo qui, che questo è già un video lunghissimo. Ci vediamo molto presto. Vi saluto e vi abbraccio. Ciao!